All right, guys, I got my man Lance in the chair today. He just moved back into town. Kind of been settling in for a while, and wifey said it was time to get a haircut and go find a job and get all the way settled in. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. We're gonna clean them up. I'm starting off with the number 4. I just wanna clean this bulk. You guys can see it was an absolute mess in the beginning. Kind of said he was liking some length on top, so he wanted to maintain that. You saw how curly it got as well. So we're gonna try to bring some curls out in the end. We're just gonna clear the sides, give ourselves a panel to fade into, and now we can start on the taper. So as usual, I'm gonna start off by punching in my bald guideline. This is gonna be kind of a mid taper. I'm gonna go ahead and bald out underneath. We'll come in with the shaver, get it down to skin. We can start our first step going up. Now I've noticed lately on a couple haircuts when I get to this point, I usually go ahead and blend the beard out. It's just staring at me looking bad with that bald line at the top. I guess the top taper is looking bad as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and blend the beard out with a 1.5, then an open 1, closed 1, half guard, and our open steps to blend that all the way out. And guys, if you are a barber and you're leaving your clients with a blunt beard, stop doing that. You guys gotta go ahead and just blend it out. You don't have to go as far as I did. I like to go ahead and do that. It's gonna make your haircut look better, doesn't take too long, and the overall end product is gonna look a lot nicer. Now for the taper, we're gonna go ahead and do our same steps as we always do. Coming in with the Lithium FX, I'm gonna go up about 1/2 inch, set the guideline with the lever all the way open. Then we can go ahead, close the clipper up, start to take the line out from the bottom. We'll open it up maybe to the 2nd notch, go up a little bit higher, the 3rd notch or halfway open, a little bit higher, somewhere in the middle of the section, and we set it all the way open with the lever at the 5th notch. After that, if there's anything left, you guys can just use the lever, find the sweet spot, take those dark spots out before we move on. Next up, we're gonna come in with a 1 guard all the way open, go another 1/2 inch up. I'm gonna set a nice clean guideline, then I can work the line out between the open section and the open 1. I'll go ahead and close up the 1 guard. We're gonna attack that line, but it's not gonna come out no matter how much we go after it with the 1 guard closed. We're gonna need that half guard. That's gonna come in, half guard, halfway open, and take out anything that's left in between these 2 sections, and then we can move up. Now we started with the number 4, so I'm gonna go ahead and just fade my way all the way down back to that open 1 line. So this is the number 3 closed. I haven't cut his hair in a long time, so I wasn't sure what length I wanted on the sides. That's why I started with the 4, but we're gonna go ahead to the 3 closed, then to the 2, and then all the way down to the 1.5, and that should start connecting in to what we did in the beginning. Now for you guys who watch the channel all the time, you know, usually I go straight to the 2 guard closed. I could see his texture was just a little bit funny, a little bit wiry, so I wanted to use the 2 open. You can see that piece up at the front just kind of moving around. Just wanted to play it safe. So we're gonna start with the 2 open, then we'll go closed, and then we can move on to our 1.5. And you guys gotta be willing to adjust, you gotta be able to. You know, I preach using the same system, but that doesn't mean that there's times that we play it safe and we go a little bit longer, or you know, use an extra guard here and there to make sure that everything is nice and neat and that we don't hurt anything that we've done from the beginning. So now you'll see we're at the 2 closed, then we'll go through our normal steps to the 1.5 closed, and go all the way back down to the 1 and the half guard to finish this out. Now we already did the 1 guard closed earlier, but because we have faded all the way down and kind of adjusted our taper, I'm gonna come in with it again, and then we're gonna use our half guard to polish everything up before we move on to the lineup. I'm gonna come in and hit this front lineup. I did go ahead and trim around the ears. We're just gonna give them a nice sharp C-cup while taking off as little as possible. So I'm not somebody that likes to cut way into their hair and push it back, but I do want to get it sharp. So there's a fine line there. We're gonna get them a nice sharp C-cup, and then we'll move on and taper the other side. Now we're gonna move on to the same thing on this side, same thing in the back, so you guys follow along. The guards are down in the corner. And I wanna ask you guys, if anybody is anywhere close and you wanna come get a haircut, really anybody, welcome to come get a haircut for YouTube, but I'm definitely looking for transformations. I've been running ads lately for models and I've got some good stuff, but I'm always looking for them. So if you're somewhere nearby and it'd be cool for you to come get a cut and be on the YouTube channel, definitely hit me up. And another thing I wanna tell you guys about, I have just started booking one-on-one education at my studio at Klutch in Kentucky. If that's something that you would like to do, you want to inquire about, you want to ask some questions, I'm going to put the link down below. You guys can fill out your info. You can do a couple different ways. You can come to my studio. We can focus on whatever it is that you need to learn. There's also an option for me to come to you. There's also an option to do it for a whole shop, whether that be at your shop or here coming up soon in September. I have a whole shop coming to my studio and I'm going to teach the whole shop really whatever it is that they need to learn. So I'm gonna put it in the link below. I'll put a little caption above it so you guys know where I'm talking about. You guys can fill out that form. We will get a hold of you and see what is gonna be best for you, what you're looking for, and hopefully we can get that set up for you. Now moving on to the back, same exact steps. One of the main differences, I'm gonna go ahead and fade down now that I know his hair texture, I know what we've done, I know how short we've gotten, so I'm fading down from the 4 to the 3 closed, now to the 2 closed. I fade my way all the way down, maybe, yeah, all the way to the 1.5. And then one thing to pay attention to, if you see the light spots on his neck, there's just kind of a big gap. I wanna make sure that I start my bald line above that, not necessarily above it, but all the way up to that. I know it looks crooked as heck right now, but we're gonna fix it. You wanna pay attention to those light spots on the neck, because if you don't cut them off and you do your taper, you're gonna see those in your taper. So we're just gonna move through the same exact steps. You guys follow along. We'll move on. We're just gonna do a slight cut on top, finished style, and you guys can check it out. Now, if you guys are frequent watchers of the channel, you know I usually start out with the scissor work on top and use the DFS formula. So we're still gonna use the same principles here. You notice I didn't start off that way, but we're basically gonna come in now and clean up that line from the number 4 and essentially set our guideline. Well, it was preset by the number 4, but we're connecting the top and cleaning that up all at once. And then just like normal, we're gonna take all that hair up on top, take the peak off. Same thing as normal, the DFS formula, just in a little bit of a different format, a little bit more shop friendly, and we're gonna move through the top just as we would, and then we can style it. You guys are gonna love this finished product. And again, those one-on-one courses are mostly based around the DFS formula. We can focus on clipper work or whatever it is, social media, really whatever you want, but it is focused around the DFS formula. And if you guys wanna learn more, go to dfsformula.com and you can save, I believe, 15% using code Sean15. Now when I cut the front, I pulled it all the way back and over directed it just to protect that length. Now I'm just gonna bring it down in the front and kind of round it around and make sure that it looks nice and neat. I'm gonna come in and add some statement grooming spray. As always, some Tomb45 Indestructible clay. Then I'm gonna use my Babyliss Pro Nano Titanium high-speed dryer with the diffuser, and come in, we're gonna really try to bring these curls back out and give them a nice finished style. All right, so here is my man Lance before, looking like Wolverine. We almost made the thumbnail Deadpool Wolverine and put his head on Wolverine, but there's the finished product. Nice, clean, mid-taper. I guess we can call it a crop top, textured top, nice and curly, nice lines around the sides. He was definitely digging this haircut. Been a long time since he had one. He used to rock the side part, didn't really know what he wanted, so I just recommended to go with his natural texture, and I think he was digging it. So you guys leave me a comment down below what you think about this cut. Make sure you guys are subscribed because I'm cutting 3 feet of hair off of somebody next, and I'm gonna leave you another video right here to check out. But I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I will catch you guys on the next video.